Hi and welcome to White Wolf Yoga. So today's class is going to be all about releasing stress and tension from our neck and from our shoulders. So this part of the body is really notorious for hanging on to stress within the body. So we're going to begin in a comfortable seated position. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've got a block with me today that we're going to bring in later on in the class. Now it's not essential at all if you haven't got a block. It's not essential for the class, but if you have got one, maybe just grab it so that it's handy for later on. Okay, so we're in our comfortable seated position, which may or may not be with the legs crossed. Either way, whatever works for you. As much as we can now, we want to lift and lengthen our crown of the head towards the sky so that we're nice and tall through our posture. We'll rest the hands on top of the knees, but we'll turn the palms upwards, and that just helps to give us some openness into our chest. Can we just close the eyes here? Let's take a moment to shift our awareness. So with the eyes closed, just come to connect to the breath. And we're not trying to control the breath here. You're not trying to breathe in any particular way. But just follow your body's natural rhythm. Where the breath is starting, maybe you're breathing from the nose or the mouth. And where the breath goes, so how does the body rise and fall with every inhale and exhale. See if you can just start to find your rhythm. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown. And as we exhale, can we gently drop that right ear down towards the right shoulder. And just let the head hang here so we're not forcing the ear down. We're keeping the spine nice and straight. Feel that left side of the neck really starting to open and relax. If you want a little bit more, can you draw that left shoulder away from the ear down towards the ground? Almost as if somebody's behind you and they're just gently pressing down onto that left side. Notice if we're holding on to any tension. Sometimes we can clench the jaw, scrunch the eyes without really realizing that we're doing it. Relax the facial muscles completely. Inhale, bring the head all the way back to center. Keep that spine nice and tall. And we'll exhale, drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. So letting the head hang, we don't need to force ourselves anywhere. Gravity is doing the hard work for us. Closing the eyes if you're comfortable. Some people are not, it doesn't feel right with the eyes closed. That's fine. Whatever you need to do to make the class work for you, feel free to tailor it. That right shoulder, can we maybe pull it away from the ear if that feels nice along the right side of the neck? Really taking our time with these openers. Not rushing through anything today. Holding, breathing, and just really feeling into the body. Inhale, let's bring our head back to center, back into the middle. As we exhale, can we tilt the chin upwards towards the ceiling? Feel the head drop back. The muscles across the front of the throat open, and here maybe we can pull that half forward. That lift up towards the sky. Inhale, bring the head back to center. And as we exhale, we'll drop the chin down towards the chest. It's tempting because the chin's dropping down to allow the whole of the back to go. Try and avoid that if you can, so the spine's staying tall. The chin's falling to the chest. And we're feeling that really nice release from the base of the skull down to each side of our neck. And then it's spreading across to our shoulders. Can we release the hands now from the knees? Bring the hands to clasp and place the clasped hands around the back of the head. And again, we're not forcing, we're not pushing the head down. We're just more or less resting the hands on the back of the head. That's going to open our spine, open our neck a little deeper. Keep the hands in place. Next inhale. Can we lift the head all the way back up on top of the shoulders, back into the central position? See these elbows? Can we draw them back so we're nice and open through the heart? If you need to uncross the legs, if they're distracting you, if they're not feeling comfy, change the cross or outstretch them. Inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow down, right elbow up. Just follow our breath. Once more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale to dip. Inhale to center. Exhale to dip. Inhale to center. And exhale to release. So we'll release from our seated position and we'll come up onto all fours. So we'll find ourselves in our tabletop position, clearing the mat, making sure that we've got space, and we'll work through cow and cat. Just taking that softness from the neck all the way into the rest of the spine. Inhale, push down through the hands and the toes, pop the half forward, lift the hips and the gaze for cow stretch. And we'll exhale, rounding off all the way into a cat stretch. Drop the head. And with the breath, we'll inhale, lift all the way up and into cow stretch. And we'll exhale, round off and into cat. Can we go once more? Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Hold this cat stretch. Push if you can a bit more firmly through the hands, so you're really arching the back. You're feeling the shoulder blades spread. The heart pushes between the shoulder blades towards the sky. As we press the ground away, can we really emphasize that relaxation of the neck? Imagine the weight of the head falling down towards the ground, and we give it a little shake from side to side. As if you're saying, no. And then let's go, yes, up and down, nodding the head, backwards and forwards a couple of times. And then we'll come to meet in that neutral spine position. Okay, let's work into our shoulders. So we're grounding through the the left hand. Inhale, the right arm goes all the way up and into the sky. As we exhale, can we thread that right hand behind the left wrist and nice and gently bring the right ear down towards the floor. Now we don't want to be feeling any pressure in the head or the neck here. If you need to, really root down through this ground and left hand. If that feels okay though on the head and the neck and you feel you want a little bit more, we could go deeper. We could release our left hand from the ground and send it up into the sky. Thinking about these shoulders stacking left on top of right on this side. If this feels good and you want a little bit more, final option here would be to drop this left hand round, send it towards the right hip or the right thigh, and let's anchor into this. Top shoulder rotating back, bottom shoulder rotating forward. We'll hold and breathe. We can use the direction of the breath to really emphasize and deepen our pose. Here we're focusing on that space in the mid-upper back. On an inhale, see if you can feel that part of the body expand with the breath as the stretch deepens. And then as we exhale, we can relax and we can release into that space. It's almost as if tension is draining away from the shoulders with every exhale. Nice, let's come out. If the hand's on the opposite hip, we'll inhale, reach it up. As we exhale, we'll send this left hand all the way back down, back where it started. Left hand under left shoulder, root through the palm, and unthread the right arm all the way up. Give the hand a stretch out, rotate the wrist, and then we'll change sides. We'll plant that right hand down underneath the right shoulder. Push through the right hand and inhale the left arm up into the sky. Exhale to thread that left hand through the gap and bring the left ear down towards the floor. Really important that we stay connected to our body and don't kind of just go into autopilot with whatever option that we usually take. See how you feel day by day and class by class. If you want the support, keep that right hand rooted to the floor.
If you feel fine, you want to go a little deeper, reach up the right arm into the sky. How does this feel? Take a breath or two here, and if you want more, go ahead and drop that right hand round behind the back. Send it towards the left hip or the left thigh, and then we'll see if we can anchor ourselves a little deeper into this rotation here as the right shoulder pulls back and the left shoulder draws forward. And breathe. Direct the breath where you want the attention to flow. Okay, nice and slowly. When you're ready, we'll come out together. Inhale, right arm back up. Exhale the right hand down underneath the shoulder, root through the right palm, and unthread the left arm all the way back into the sky. And just as we did with the right hand, we'll do with the left, just twirling out both directions with that wrist before planting the left hand back down underneath the shoulder. Okay, we're going to move a little bit more deeply into our shoulders next. So first things first, we'll take our forearms down onto the floor and the legs back into a Sphinx pose. Now Sphinx is a really nice supported back bend. It's quite gentle. We've got the arms in position to help prop us up. We want to really use the arms, so not just sort of doing this, collapsing into the pose. Really press into the forearms, spread the fingers, push into the hands. As well as the arms engaging into the mat, push the hips into the floor and the toes too. That heart, can we draw it forward and feel that spine lengthen, the lower back strengthen, and the heart open. And then we'll just take a little rebalancing position, realign and pose to crocodile, where we'll hang our hands onto the elbows, make a little pillow with our forearms, and rest the head down. Nice and gently release. Hands slide away from the elbows, they come back underneath the shoulders. We'll inhale, roll up to tabletop. And we'll exhale into child's pose. Maybe giving the hips a little move from side to side just to release the lower back after our Sphinx. And then we'll bring the hands up by the knees and lift all the way into a kneeling position. Okay, so we're going to change our foundation pose here as we come from kneeling into seated. So we'll just twist out through a nice relaxed seated twist before we come into our next shoulder release. So this left hand, we're going to bring it towards the outside of the right leg and take the right hand round behind the back. On an inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, we'll twist and turn the head over that right shoulder. We'll take a couple of breaths more here. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more breath. Inhale, can we grow taller through that crown? And exhale, twist a little deeper. Exhale to release, come back to center, let's switch sides. Right hand's coming to the left leg. Left hand round behind the back. Inhale to grow. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, turning the head, the whole of the spine, one more breath. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Okay, releasing, coming all the way back when you're ready, through to the middle, and we'll uncross our legs and give them a little shake out. Okay, so the next pose is going to be nice for our shoulders, but it's also going to bring in some work into our hips as well. So we'll keep the left leg extended out, and we'll pick up our right leg. So first we just want to warm up this hip. So we'll take the sole of the right foot into the crease of the elbow on the left arm, and then we'll bring this right knee into the elbow, crease of the elbow on the right arm. And what we want to try here is to find as much of a straight line from that ankle to that knee as we can. So it looks less like this, a little bit more like this if you can. And if you want a little bit more, if you're already quite open in this part of the body and you can, hook that leg nice and tightly in towards the body.
These right toes want to stay flexed throughout, and that's going to help just to support our knee. Let's gently rock into that leg, see how we feel in the outer hip, warming up into the groin as well. Keeping that spine tall, the heart lifted. Okay, and then when that hip started to feel a little warmer, we're going to bring this right ankle and we're going to place it outside of the left thigh, so that the right knee is stacked over the left. You might want to stay here. This is already a nice opener for this hip. It's nice and safe on our joints. If you do feel any pain or discomfort in the joints at all, it's really important that you don't sort of sit through it. If it's not feeling right, uncross that leg. If though this feels fine and you do want a little bit more, you could bend this left leg and bring the left foot round towards the right hip. As much as possible, we want to keep these knees aligned. So really check in with the joints. Never force yourself anywhere. Take the time, always be kind to the body. When the legs are feeling good, the hips are grounded, we're going to bring in our arms. So we'll inhale, reach, draw the arms up and into the air. As we exhale, we're dropping this right hand down behind the back. First of all, we'll just bring the left hand onto the right elbow. See how that feels as we stretch through the shoulder into the tricep. If this feels good and you want a bit more, release that left hand and send it round behind the back. See if you can aim your fingertips towards each other. You might find they can grip on. If they do, clasp. If not, don't worry, just take hold of maybe your top or whatever you can, or just aim the fingers in that direction as we work towards our cow face position. So cow face, a really strong shoulder and hip opener. Let's hold and breathe here if we can. With the breath, we're sending ourselves deeper into the pose, and it's almost as if we're being drawn in opposite directions. As we inhale, we'll feel the heart lift, but as we exhale, we feel the hips sink. Let's take a couple more of these breaths if we can, just emphasizing the depth of the pose. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, sink into those hips. One more, and exhale, release. With this exhale, we'll take those arms all the way down. Just completing this side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down through and past the heart, and then we'll come out. So first of all, if you've got this left foot, this left leg bent, release that left leg, so we're all in the same position, and then we'll pick up our right leg and nice and gently release it back next to the left, give the legs a little shake out. Okay, let's move into the opposite side. Right leg stays extended, left knee into the crease of the left elbow, foot into the crease of the right, as much as possible, a straight line from ankle to knee. And like our legs a little baby, we're going to hug it in towards the body, give it a little rock, side to side. Feel that nice release in the outside hip here. It's always a really strong one for me. Feels strong, but it feels good. It feels like I need it. I need the release. If you want a little bit more, you can move that leg with more energy if that feels good, or just keep it nice and soft. When that hip's starting to feel warmer, we'll bring gently that left foot, left ankle outside of the right thigh, aligning our knees. So how are we feeling here? Do we want to keep this leg extended, or do you want a little bit more, bending it for full cow face? So we've got our left arm reaching up and into the air, and then just dropping that left hand down behind the back. We'll send the right hand on top of the left elbow just to get a feel into that left arm and shoulder. And we can either hold here, or we can send that right hand round behind the back. Looking for the fingertips, looking for your top, whatever you can hold on to. And let's breathe into our cow face. Just like with the opposite side, we'll try and expand through the breath. Inhale, the heart lifts. And exhale, the hips sink. Eye gaze can be down, that's a little bit more gentle, or up to the sky, I'll send you deeper. 2, And 3, let's release nice and slowly on that exhale, the arms down. Just finishing this side, inhale, arms into the sky, into prayer. And we'll exhale, send the hands all the way down to the heart. And release. So if you're in the full position with both legs bent, release that right leg out first of all. Then we'll pick up our left leg, nice and gently take it out and down, and just shake the legs off. Maybe massage into those knees. And then we're going to come down into our last couple of positions. So you want the length of the mat. For this, if you've got a block, get it handy. As I say before, don't worry if you haven't got one. You can still do this similar position. So we'll take our feet hip distance apart with the knees bent, and nice and gently, vertebrae by vertebrae, we'll roll the spine down onto the ground, relaxing the shoulders into the floor, take the arms wide, palms facing upwards. And then we'll drop the knees towards the right side, turn the head towards the left, just to rebalance the neck and the spine through a gentle twist. Inhale to bring the head and the legs to center, and exhale, gently drop knees to the left side, turn the head over towards the right. And then inhale into center, and exhale into release the legs. So if you've got a block, we're going to place the block at the top of the mat, and place it this side up so that you've got the ledge of the block here that the head is going to rest onto. If you haven't got a block, just rest the head flat down onto the floor. So if you're using the block, we want to find the ridge of the edge of the block there, which we're going to rest against the back of the head. So the ridge is connecting to the base of the skull. And we'll relax the arms by the sides and take the legs flat onto the floor. Feet to the sides, arms open, palms to the sky. And then if this feels nice on the back of the head, try gently moving the head from left to right. And if you haven't got the block, just doing this against the ground can feel quite nice too. And this is just helping to release tension from the base of the skull. If you're using the block, it's helping with traction release as the cervical spine, the neck is allowed to open. You can release inflammation of the nerves. I find this one really good if I've got a headache or occasionally I get migraine, and this really helps me to feel a little better for some of the symptoms to ease off. If this doesn't feel nice, don't do it. Everybody's different, everyone experiences things in different ways. What feels great for one might not for another. So maybe try, see how you feel. If it's working for you, go for it. If you're moving the head from side to side and you feel any little trigger points, pockets of tension, if it's not painful, try and hold in on those little areas and release some of the trigger points, ironing out that tension, that tightness from the base of the skull. Just like we started, we're relaxed through the jaw, through the eyes, through the forehead. Completely soft through the facial muscles. Next time the head comes back to the middle, if you've got the block, release it. Take the head all the way down. Just finish here in Shavasana, where you can hang for as long